Well, yep, I've had a couple of phone calls since I stopped the video. This is part 2 of cooking green beans old-fashioned way. Hold on a second here. Yeah, okay. They've been cooking for about an hour, so I'm going to put a potato in. I've put 2 in. Even though you think they should be done, just keep cooking them. I know I have a tendency to want to stop before. Let's see, there we go. I gotta try and reposition that better somehow. I have a tendency to want to stop cooking them before they're done. I mean, those old women used to cook these for hours on end, and they would come out amazingly nice. So I got the potatoes in. Gonna stir this up a little bit. There's still plenty of liquid in here. I've got it set on about 2.5. So I'm going to turn up the heat for a little bit for the potatoes, let that boil for a little bit, and then finish cooking the potatoes and the green beans and the onions. I added some onion powder and some garlic powder and pepper, of course. You know, Grandma's got to have her pepper. But the nice thing about cooking them this way is I'm making this because I am going to make a sage meatloaf. I know it sounds weird, but it's amazingly good. Anyway, I'm going to have it with my meatloaf. But if you are going to make chicken, let's say, cook it into chicken broth and do it exactly the same way. Are you going to have ham? Well, cook it the same way, except you can take about 4 or 5, well, depending upon how many green beans you have. But if it's about a half a pot, take about 4 bacon strips, cut them up in small pieces, put them in there, and let them cook just exactly the same way. So they're very versatile. You can use them with anything that you're cooking. But I use the beef because that's what I'm going to be eating it with this time. So I hope that this works out good for you. I hope it changes your mind about green beans, because green beans are good for you. Even though I'm cooking them to death, funny thing is, back in the day, people were healthier. They just didn't have the medicine to keep them healthy when they had issues. But you cook the green beans in the water, and any vitamins, minerals that are in the green beans are going to go to the water. And the water is going to be soaked up by the potatoes and the onions, and it's all good. So they're finding out that the stuff that they told us was bad way of cooking years and years and years ago isn't necessarily all that bad. They're coming back around to, well, maybe lard isn't all that bad. Maybe margarine is worse than butter. If you wait long enough, everything comes around in a circle. So enjoy. I'm going to let this cook for about another half hour, depending upon my mood and what it looks like. It's not, oh, I didn't turn it up high enough. Well, it's never going to boil, or it's going to take forever to boil if I don't turn it up. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to cut it off here because I'm making these for tomorrow. If I do show you that meatloaf recipe And I know you kids do not like meatloaf, but it's a good, cheap meal. And I say sage meatloaf because I buy those Pepperidge Farm stuffing boxes. And then instead of using oatmeal or breadcrumbs or crackers or whatever, I just pour that into the meat with the eggs and all that good stuff. Turns out pretty good as far as I'm concerned. I haven't always made it that way because some of the kids did not like the stuffing at Christmas time, and they would turn their nose up to it. So I've used oatmeal. I tried using the oatmeal. I tried using dried bread, just plain old dried breadcrumbs, and they were just really bland. So now that I'm not cooking for y'all, I'm going to go back to the way that I like it. So, as I can hear it boiling. So I'm going to turn it back down. We'll turn it back down to about 3.5 and let it cook for a while. And if you want to know what you can get me for Christmas, a stinking jar opener. I have tried using this thing. I've tried all the tricks of the trade. Unfortunately, using a spoon underneath the lid to loosen up the seal. This is the wrong one to do that with. I've tried hitting it on the bottom. Had a lot of practice with that with you guys. Just kidding. I've tried running it under hot water to loosen the lid up. It won't move. I was going to have a salad and my pickled beets because beets are good for your heart. They're good for your strengthening your blood vessels. And Grandma needs that right now. And I happen to like pickled beets, even though there's a lot of sodium in it. I just don't eat very much of the pickling brine. You know, I try to drain it off and, you know, wash them off and then slice up the beets. But I can't. Frustration hits. But, you know, one of those things that it clamps onto the jar and then it automatically turns and opens this lid up. Oh, that would give me so much satisfaction. Anyway, gonna end it. This is, hope you try the green beans. Make them different ways. There are all sorts of different ways that you can do them. But eat your vegetables. They're good for you. I'm going to go finish up my salad sans beets. Just get mad all over the place. I love you guys. Hope you eat well. Stop eating out so much. It doesn't take much to cook at home. It really doesn't. And it's so much easier to control the sugars that you eat, the amount of salt that you take in, the amount of fats that you take in. When you eat out, they do all sorts of stuff. MSG and everything like that. And MSG, that'll kill me. They do all that kind of stuff to enhance the flavor. And it's great to taste, but it's not healthy. It's not good for you. So look at some of my recipes that I've got on there, the 20 different videos for making hamburgers. Try looking around for other recipes at other people. A lot of people just use way too much salt. And when they get into congestive heart failure and kidney disease, they'll discover that they probably shouldn't have done that so much. So anyway, I love you guys so much. I hope you have a great weekend. Be kind. Spread love. And I'll talk to you. Bye.